Hello friends, today we're going to talk about solving for a specific variable within a formula. You've all probably worked on geometric formulas back when you took geometry. Formulas are used in so many fields, but it's important to recognize formulas and be able to manipulate them easily. That just means get one of the variables by itself. It's often helpful to solve for a specific variable. If you need to put a formula in a spreadsheet, it's not unusual to have to solve for a specific variable first. We isolate, that means get it by itself, the variable on one side of the equal sign with a coefficient of 1, and all other variables and constants are on the other side of the equal sign. So it's just like we're solving an equation, it's just that we have more than one variable in here. So here, they want me to solve for h. So that means we need to get h, it's a little big, h by itself and get rid of everything that is not an h. So I need to get rid of the 1/3, I need to get rid of the pi, and I need to get rid of the r squared. I'm just going to rewrite this first. This is like times pi times r squared times h. Remember, when variables are written next to each other, it implies multiplication. So the first thing, again, I want to get h by itself. The first thing I'm going to do is get rid of that 1/3. And how we get rid of a fraction is by multiplying by the reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3/1. So here, my 1/3 cancels out. 3/1 is the same as 3. So now I have 3v equals pi times r squared times h. And again, we want to get h by itself. So now I need to get rid of the pi and the r squared, and I can actually divide by both of those right away. I don't have to divide by pi and then divide by r squared. I can divide by pi r squared right away. So now on the right side, the pi's and the r squareds cancel out. So we're left with our h. And on the left side, it's just 3v divided by pi r squared. I know it looks a little funny, but that's our final answer. We have h by itself. Let's look at the second one. This is actually the formula to go from Fahrenheit to Celsius. So Celsius is 5/9 times Fahrenheit minus 32, and they want us to get f by itself. So I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to leave a little space before the 5/9. Again, I need to get rid of everything that's not an f. So first I want to get rid of that 5/9. Again, as I said, we can get rid of it by multiplying by the reciprocal. The reason that works is because 9/5 times 5/9 just equals 1. If I were to simplify this further, which you don't have to, it would be 45/45, which is 1. So that's why we multiply by the reciprocal. So on our right side, the fraction goes away. On the left side, we have 9/5 c, and then we still have f take away 32. Again, we want to get f by itself. So I'm going to add 32 to both sides. And my final answer then is 9/5 c plus 32 equals f. Let's look at this one. This is a formula for if you know Celsius, how you can get Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit equals 9/5 Celsius plus 32, which we just figured out in the previous example. They want us to get c by itself. So I need to get rid of that 9/5, and I need to get rid of that 32. Over on example 2 here, we got rid of the 5/9 right away because it was on the outside of the parentheses. Here, when it's part of a variable, so here it's attached to just the c, I have to get rid of my 32 first. So I'm going to take 32, and then I have f minus 32 equals 9/5 c. And now I can get rid of the 9/5 by multiplying both sides. This whole left side, so we have to put it in parentheses because the whole thing has to be multiplied by 5/9. So my final answer then is 5/9 times F take away 32, that whole thing, equals C. So again, notice the difference between why on example 2, I got rid of the fraction right away. It's because it was on the outside of the parentheses. Example 3, I had to get rid of the fraction last because it was attached to a variable. Let's look at this one. We want to solve for H. So again, I'm going to rewrite it. S equals 2 times pi times radius squared plus 2 times pi times radius times H. This is surface area of a cylinder. And we want to get H by itself. So I have to get rid of everything that's not an H. I'm going to get rid of the expression that's not attached to the H first. So I'll take 2 pi r squared from both sides. And I have S minus 2 pi r squared equals 2 pi r h. And since the 2, the pi, and the r are all connected, that means I can divide by all of this. If there was an addition or subtraction sign, it would be different, but they're all multiplication. Again, the left side looks a little crazy, but we leave it as is. S take away 2 pi r squared divided by 2 pi r equals h. And now we have h by itself, and everything else is on the other side of the equation. A equals P plus PRT, and we want to get R by itself. So first, remember, you get rid of whatever is not attached to it. So this first P is not attached, so I'm going to take that from both sides. Then we have A minus P equals PRT. Again, we want R by itself, so I need to get rid of the P and the T. And I can do that in one step because we're just multiplying. P and T are being multiplied together. So I'll divide both sides by PT. And then I have A take away P divided by P times T equals R. So R is by itself, and everything else is on the other side of the equation. 8x plus 7y equals 15. And they're telling us to get y by itself. So I need to get rid of that 8x and the 7. Again, we get rid of whatever is not attached to what we're looking for first. So we'll take 8x from both sides. Then I have 7y equals 15, take away 8x. You could also call that negative 8x plus 15. And then I'll divide by 7. Make sure you divide the whole right side by 7. So we have y equals 15, take away 8x divided by 7. We're going to do some geometry problems working with rectangles here. If you want to have some steps to follow, you can look at those 7 steps. Reminder, for a triangle, the area is half times the base times the height. And the angles, the first angle plus the second angle plus the third angle, always add up to 180 degrees for a triangle. Those are the 2 main things you need to know for the rest of these examples. The area of a triangular church window is 90 square meters. The base of the window is 15 meters. What is the height? So again, area is 1/2 times base times height. But they're telling us some stuff. They're telling us the area is 90 square feet. So 90 equals, we still have the 1/2, times the base, they're telling us, is 15 meters. And then we don't know the height. So it says, what is the height? So simplifying here, 1/2 of 15 is 7.5. So I can say 90, equals 7.5 h. And then dividing both sides by 7.5 to get h by itself. We would get that the height of this window is 12. And they're talking about meters, so the window is 12 meters. Please don't forget to label. A triangular tent door has an area of 15 square feet. The height is 5 feet. What is the base? So again, filling into this formula, they're telling me the area is 15 feet. 1/2 times, we don't know the base. We do know the height is 5. So if I go ahead and multiply 1/2 and 5 together, that's 2.5. So 15 equals 2.5b. And dividing both sides by 2.5 here, we would get that b is 6, and we're talking feet here. So the length of the base, or the length of the door, is 6 feet. Here we're talking about angle measures now. So again, we know that the first angle plus the second angle plus the third angle is 180. Triangles just add up to 180 degrees. That's the rule. So it says the measure of one angle of a right triangle. So I know right away that one of my angles is 90 degrees because it's a right triangle. So we'll call that 90. The second angle is one we don't know, so we'll call it x. The third angle, they're telling us, is 40 degrees more than the smallest angle. Well, 90 can't be the smallest angle, so x is going to be our smallest angle. 40 degrees more than that would be x plus 40. So now plugging this into our equation, 90 plus x plus 40 is 180. Combining like terms, 90 and 40 is 130. X and x is 2x. So 130 plus 2x is 180. Taking 130 from both sides, I'm going to move on over here. We get 2x equals 50. 180 take away 130 is 50. And then dividing by 2, we would get the smallest angle is 25. They want to know the measure of all three angles. Well, we know our first angle is 90 degrees. Our second angle is 25 degrees. Our third angle is 40 more than our smallest angle. So 25 plus 40 means the third angle is 65 degrees. Let's look at one more like this. Same thing, first angle plus second angle plus third angle is 180. Again, we have a right triangle, so the first angle is 90. You could call it the second or third angle 90. I'm just calling my first angle 90. My second angle is unknown, so we'll call it x. My third angle is 50 more than my smallest angle. So x plus 50. So 90 plus x plus 50 is 180. Simplifying, 90 and 50 is 140 plus 2x is 180. Taking 140 from both sides, again, we get rid of the number that's not attached to the variable. We get that 2x is 40, and then dividing both sides by 40, we would get that x. Sorry, not divide by 40. dividing both sides by 2, we would get that x is 20. But they want all 3 angles. First angle is 90 degrees, second angle is 20 degrees, third angle is 50 more than that, so 70 degrees. You can always add those up and make sure that they equal 180 to make sure that you're correct. All right, that's all I have for you today. Have a good day.